Everybody, I am Gianpietro Manazza, architect in Milano, and I wanted to thank the organization of IIDA Award Milano 2022 for the opportunity that I had to be on the jury and through the competition to compare an overview of contemporary architecture research in China, developed in a world of profession. I'm happy to see that it's been a troubled time, but architecture was building the future everywhere, and it hasn't stopped. So that we had a request from the organization to direct the judgments on precise parameters related to, for instance, to harmony, to organization of space and economic criteria. I must say, in truth, that I find more interesting an investigation into how the value of the Chinese aesthetic tradition were subtly integrated with the contemporary world and how much they were able to create emotion within me. The character of the graphic sign of a writing and in architecture, it represents the expressive declination of the composition. Character is therefore a direct consequence of the environment in which it expresses itself and with which it must communicate. So that the character of the architecture tradition integrated into contemporary expression become for me the distinctive trait of a project evaluation. Also, I am an architect and I was pleased to discover in all the projects presented a great skill in using the tool of contemporary representation with a wonderful rendering that allow complete control over the passages of scale up to details and materials. I must sincerely say that in order to appreciate the particularity of the project, we need more planimetric documentation and section that our synthetic expressive tool should be integrated in a coherent way. Most projects discuss research of a new expression of contemporaneity and the art of setting up the interior space on the public and private scale in which geometry is still a generating principle that organizes the composition. The interior is enriched by spatial sequences and abstract implication, light, water, symbols, and representation. I find extremely interesting the contrast between the full light of the large window, for instance, that characterize most of the project, and the ability to deeply filter and decline the chiaroscuro. For this, I report the strength of the atmospheres created to investigate sensitivity where the empty space but filtered light and the shadow contrasted with the raw materials and the corrugated surfaces. More interesting compositional experiment than the use of a precious covering marble and refined woods. The search for a minimalism that originates from Oriental sensibility is stimulating and open up new frontiers of a composition. And this is why I consider the role of geometry and architecture and architectural drawing to be fundamental because of the total synthesis. But what can I say now? Naturally, congratulations to all the competitors and And thanks to the member of the jury who I appreciated for their depth of investigation and critical spirits, and with whom I shared feeling, passion, and judgment. And Happy New Year, and see you next time. Bye.